Welcome to A Day with Dr. J. On this episode of A Day with Dr. J, we're here with Coach James Lawrence with Legerity Sports Performance. James, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I started this journey right out of college. Started working with athletes kind of on the side. I've always been in love with sports, 3-sport athlete in high school, 3-sport athlete in college. After I was done with my playing career, I was looking for sort of an opportunity to be able to use the tools that I had gained through that journey and that process.
Right.
And probably about 3 years after graduation, I started getting involved with a few local places that trained athletes, one of them being Barton Football Academy.
Yes. How you and I hooked up is that we both work with Kentwood High School football.
Correct.
Yeah, and Kent Crusaders rugby.
That's right.
Right. So we have, I see him from the injuries, and you see him on the sports performance side of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So great.
Yeah, it's been good. Kentwood football's been awesome. Being able to work with the kids, that gave me an opportunity to be able to step away from my more privatized type training.
Yeah. In the facility here is that you have your one-on-ones as well.
Correct.
And what type of athletes?
So I've got range from my rookie classes, which are the 8 to 12-year-old range, where they're just learning to how to run basically.
Right.
And then high school.
Yep.
That's varsity, rec. Anybody that's trying to get better. College, all levels. I've got all the way from NAIA all the way up to D1, D1A, and professional.
Great. So, Coach James, who do we have here?
We have Bobby Say. I've had Bobby since 7th grade. He is currently a senior at Tahoma High School, and he's a triple jump long jumper.
Great.
2-time All-American.
Awesome. So why don't you show us some stuff that you do with Bobby in here?
Okay, so what I would typically do is for an athlete to come in here, I have to take them through a 3-session evaluation.
Okay.
What that evaluation is for primarily is to see if the athlete, one, likes my coaching style, right? And then if I feel like the chemistry is right with the athlete.
So you don't take on every athlete?
I don't. I'm a strong believer in athletes just wanting to be in the environment that they're in. Because, parents are paying, good money for their athlete to be able to grow.
Yeah.
And so they have to want to be here. Bobby's going to do an overhead squat. So then we're going to step to the line, make sure your feet are even. Okay. And then what I would do first is I would have the athlete just do 5 squats on their own from what they've learned.
Okay.
If I have an athlete that's experienced, then I'm going to have them go ahead and do the motion.
Okay.
Right? Because I want to see what they've been taught and what they know.
Okay.
And then I'll help sharpen it up, right? Help affirm some of the things that they've been taught and maybe give them some corrections and pointers at that time as well. Right?
Excellent.
Why don't you widen out your heels just a little bit, Bobby, okay? Because ideally we want to start with the heels, somewhere around underneath the shoulders, right? No wider than shoulder width. And then I'd tell him to slightly put his toes out, which he's already done, okay? And then we would go ahead and start to squat. And now as he's squatting, I want to make sure I'm looking for valgus in the knees, and I'm just watching, right? Because some athletes are built different, levers are obviously different, right? So after they get down in a comfortable space, I'd say go ahead and put your knees with your toes a little bit more. So go ahead and stand up. Good. Okay, now go ahead and squat back down, knees at the toes, open up. Good. And now he's going to place the PVC pipe over his head, and then he's going to stand from there.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So now one of the things that, so when I first got Bobby, he couldn't do one. Right? He couldn't do one of those.
Yeah.
And now we're actually able to do weight, which is nice.
Yeah, great, Bobby. Thanks for joining us on this day of A Day with Dr. J. James, it was great talking with you today.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. It was great. So how do people get a hold of you?
So the best way to contact me is probably email. So you can email me at coachj@legeritysp.com, or you can visit my website. That's www.legeritysp.com. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at LegeritySP.
He's all over the place, folks. Yeah. Great. Well, it was a great time. It was fun. We'll see you next time on A Day with Dr. J. Stay active, stay healthy.